Not that I know of. She collected thimbles. She said she didn't need any. She had hard calluses on her fingers from all the cello.
Have you looked in Dorota's bedroom?
Not since the murder. There's still a load of my stuff in there. I climbed in through the window, but it's on the 3rd floor.
Bronwyn is still prime suspect.
I know, I agree. Because she tipped you off? If I manage to get into her room, what am I looking for again?
Anything that ties her to the murder.
No, we talked about this. You said I could help, so I'm helping.
It's Lexi's. I like to think it works the way most metaphysical things work. Through energy. Tarot cards, runes, Ouija boards. They're just devices for asking questions and receiving answers. But energy is what powers them.
Fart.
No, not to me anyway. She wasn't into fortune telling or any of that stuff. Yeah, Chief DuPont told me. He thinks it's one of them that killed her. Bronwyn? That's disturbing. I don't think possible.
Toot.
I don't think those two ever met. Why would you say that? Yeah, I went round there in the afternoon. Her parents were at work, and we were, hanging out. I left at about 5. Playing football. It was just 5-a-side. Finished at about 9:30. I called her, but she never picked up. That's personal. I can't really explain it. I'm just floating at the moment. Nothing seems real. Yeah, but she said she couldn't, so... Not much. They always seemed happy to see me. I don't think they meant it. They wanted Dorota to focus on her music. Not long, a couple of months maybe. We did care for each other. No, no one. She was really popular. What, you mean watching us? That's disturbing. No, it couldn't have been. The only place he could have hidden would be in the closet, and I suppose someone could have hidden in the closet. Not hidden. Well, she liked it. Liked me to watch. Not other guys. Just, she had these, voyeur fantasies. She'd ask me to hide in the upstairs closet, and then she'd walk in, strip off, start touching herself. She got upset if I came out before she'd finished. I'm sorry, is this helping with the investigation? Clothes, mainly. I did see something that freaked me out a bit. She had a wedding dress in there. She knew I'd seen it, but we never talked about it. Not even as a joke.
It's 7 o'clock, and here's the latest August update. Chief DuPont of August Police is urging residents to be vigilant tonight following the brutal murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Whilst he stresses there is no immediate threat to the community at large, residents should be on the lookout until the killer is in police custody. Miss Shaw was found strangled in her bedroom home last night. Poe, I heard she was found by her mother.
Truly awful. Mother caught me up to all sorts of mischief in my bedroom. Also in the news, emergency services were called to the crossroads at Grange Avenue and Church Street following a collision between two cars. There are no reports of any serious...
Be one of those nights, Poe.
Stick with me, doll. I'll keep you safe.
I'm not going anywhere. That's 7 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Violet told you about Mr. Hedges? Why are you lying to me, Sam? Nobody else knows about Mr. Hedges, and neither do you now. Figures. Got any proof? Good work, Sam. I'm impressed. Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Roman and Lexi lied about their alibis. I'm thinking what to do about it. Apparently, Lexi used a Ouija board to get Dorota's name. The tarot readers mentioned Birmingham. You're looking into it. There's some talk about a traveller, whatever that is. Oscar's not a suspect. He was playing football last night with lots of witnesses. According to Oscar, Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet, which is strange. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. And finally, you pulled the name Zach Weston from somewhere, saying he's the town photographer? I've never run into him. Still, I guess I'm not in the papers that much. That's it. Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Roman and Lexi lied about their alibis. I'm thinking what to do about it. Apparently, Lexi used a Ouija board to get Dorota's name. The tarot readers mentioned Birmingham. You're looking into it. There's some talk about a traveller, whatever that is. Oscar's not a suspect. He was playing football last night with lots of witnesses. According to Oscar, Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet, which is strange. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. And finally, you pulled the name Zach Weston from somewhere, saying he's the town photographer? I've never run into him. Still, I guess I'm not in the papers that much. That's it.
It's 7 o'clock, and here's the latest August update. Chief DuPont of August Police is urging residents to be vigilant tonight following the brutal murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Whilst he stresses there is no immediate threat to the community at large, residents should be on the lookout until the killer is in police custody. Miss Shaw was found strangled in her bedroom home last night. Poe, I heard she was found by her mother.
Truly awful. Mother caught me up to all sorts of mischief in my bedroom. Also in the news, emergency services were called to the crossroads at Grange Avenue and Church Street following a collision between two cars. There are no reports of any serious injuries, but you might want to take a different route for now.
Oh no. It's going to be one of those nights, Poe.
Stay with me, doll. I'll keep you safe.
I'm not going anywhere. That's 7 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Sorry, we're closed. Come back tomorrow or make an appointment online. Yes. What do you want? The Shaws. Oh. You mean that girl who got killed? What was her name? Dorothy? I see a lot of faces in my studio, but I'm not good with names. Wait. Dorota? I remember now. Friends? Yes. I know Violet very well. Violet takes it very well, actually. I like him like that. With a frosty exterior comes a soft, warm center. I'm sorry, my analogy wasn't explicit enough for you. Yes, we have sex. For the August Chronicle, she won some sort of award. I remember her cello. It kept reflecting the flash and ruining the shot. No, I went to her house, along with the reporter. It's better with these human interest stories to capture them in a natural habitat. If you asked me to drive there without my sat-nav, no. No, actually, I've been running a special offer on portraits since she came in for a studio session. Wait there. As you can see, there's photos here. Her on the cello. Now this one's in colour. Beautiful hair. Oh, legs wrapped around. Another one here. Ooh, hang on. Do you see what I see? Nothing. She's just a very attractive girl. That's all. Here. I'm usually here most nights. I live here, detective. Long story short, I'm divorced. My wife bought the house, my business is all I have left. What do you mean? I don't think I like what you're implying, detective. Is that all?
No? Who's that? Okay. so this Zach guy was connected to Dorota. Took pictures of her. Were they sleeping together? Why did you tell me that? Every time I think of her now, I'm going to see her with someone else. Her what? Boudoir photos? She sent some private photos to me by phone. Do you mean them? Yeah, I'll put them in an album for you. No.
If you have anything else on Zach Weston, let me know. And I'm all for a good boudoir picture, but who are they for? There's definitely a strong connection. Well, unless they were for Oscar, I don't know. Unless there's someone else about to come out of the woodwork. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. Zach says he's sleeping with Violet, which I doubt. Zach did other photo sessions with Dorota. Boudoir. I wonder what else he's not telling us. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. Bronwyn and Lexi lied about being together last night. You're still following up Birmingham. Keep me posted. Yeah, he mentioned the word traveller to me, but he's nothing. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it. That's what he says, but no one can back him up. He's on my radar now. I think you're supposed to tell me that. If he was taking photos of Dorota, maybe he fell for her? And the feeling wasn't mutual. Artists have muses, apparently. Wish I had one. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. Zach says he's sleeping with Violet, which I doubt. Zach did other photo sessions with Dorota. Boudoir. I wonder what else he's not telling us. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. Bronwyn and Lexi lied about being together last night. You're still following up Birmingham. Keep me posted. Yeah, he mentioned the word traveller to me, but he's nothing. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
Zach! What are you doing here? Quick, don't let anyone see you.
Why don't you want anyone to see me?
I didn't say that. But we both know what Dorota was like. She practically threw herself at you.
She didn't throw herself at me.
The boudoir sessions. Some girls get the wrong idea. I saw how she was looking at you. She wanted it.
You were there.
I've seen all your photos, Zach. All of them.
Why don't you want anyone to see me?
I know. But I suppose people like that attract trouble.
People like what?
That's not funny, Zach. What if Sam heard?
Why don't you want anyone to see me?
What? You're the one who said we shouldn't be seen together. What are you doing here?
I wanted to make sure we were still okay.
What did you do? What did you say to Sam?
Zach, let me stop you there. You are one creepy fellow. Now, I don't know what you had going on with Dorota, but I don't want anything to do with it. Do not come back here. Please.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Sensing the thing with Bronwyn went badly.
Why did you put me up to it?
I need all hands on deck. You're a hand. At least I thought you were.
Nothing happened.
Never mind. At least you tried.
Is there anything...
No, you've done enough. I'll keep up my end of the bargain, make those speeding tickets go away, though technically you'd have more points than a hedgehog if I kept them. And if I do catch you speeding in August again, Oscar, instant ban. Capiche?
Yes?
It's language. That makes me look cool. You can go now.
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
Hello, I'm Rain. I'm Rain.
Rain! I'm surprised to see you here. I take it you know about Dorota already. All that stuff we talked about yesterday, that's strictly between you and me.
What stuff?
That's the spirit. Now, I think it's best if we don't get caught speaking to each other. Overcautious, I'm sure, but I think it's for the best nonetheless. Maybe we can get together for a lad's night out after this is all blown over. Eh?
Okay.
Great. Well, I'll see you soon.
You have a lovely guest house.
It is quaint, isn't it? It's all my parents had when they died. We're literally sitting in my inheritance.
How did your parents die?
Father died first. Heart attack. They found him in the freezer when Mother died. She had a pulmonary embolism. I didn't really talk to them much.
freezer?
Yes, she kept him in the chest freezer because she didn't want to be alone. Stored him perfectly. Still use it today.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Nola was awake. Not even she could sleep through Uni's wake-up calls. She was sitting up, cross-legged, thumbing her phone, but put it down on the bedside table as soon as Ivan walked in. "I thought I heard something going on," she said, smiling. Uni jumped up on the bed and Nola leaned forward to nuzzle her nose. "Have you brought something for Mummy?" Ivan perched on the edge of the bed and placed the kitten on the duvet. "Did you order this?" he asked. His voice sounded shakier than usual. "Didn't I mention it?" She started pulling at the fur. She hadn't mentioned it. Ivan would have remembered. He lay down and closed his eyes, listening to her tearing the kitten's skin. "Thanks, babe," she said, between chews. "No worries," said Ivan. "Anything for you."
Dreams
And nightmares.
with Poe and Monroe. Now, this is a particularly interesting one. So this is coming from Marek, and they say, "I'm in a circus, walking on a tightrope across a pool of sharks, but the sharks don't seem to notice me. They're busy playing poker. I fall, but I never hit the water." Now, this in particular, I think, is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Poe?
Yeah, I think it has several interesting elements to it. From the sharks, I mean, often sharks, they stand for perhaps some danger that's lurking, perhaps represented as danger of certain people, people that this listener perceives as dangerous to them, and never falling and then never falling and never hitting the water. I mean, it's you're kind of lost. You're never reaching your end goal. But these are kind of unrelated thoughts. So I'm hoping that you, Monroe, as always, can string these things together.
Well, you weren't far off, I'll be honest, Poe, but there are different elements here that I'd like to discuss. So, firstly, the idea of a circus. Now, when you go to the circus, it's massive and it's a crazy experience, and some people love it, some people hate it. But what it actually relates to is being out of control. Now, the tightrope itself, what is one of the main things you have to consider when you're walking on a tightrope? Not that you would know, Poe, obviously, or maybe you do.
I hardly ever I'm in control. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, there is, the stakes are high.
But what else do you need?
Oh, yeah, you need to balance. You need the balance.
Exactly, that's exactly right. So what the tightrope refers to is actually the balance in your life. Now, you were exactly spot on, actually, about the sharks being something negative. But in this case, the sharks actually refer to the negative people that are in your life. So, what I think from what you said about your dream is that you're trying so hard to keep your life balanced and to avoid the negative people in your life. And I also think that you are worried that if you stop doing everything that you do, you'd attract their attention.
Yeah, because they're busy. They're busy in his dream, aren't they?
They are, and you said that the sharks don't seem to notice you because you're just carrying on as normal. But Marek, what I'd like to say to you is that maybe you're worrying too much about these negative people. If what you're doing is a positive thing, then you should always be receiving positive things in return. If they're a negative person, you don't necessarily need to give them all of your time and your emotions. So perhaps, Marek, you need to take a step back, I think, in this case.
Very good.
Thank you for your dreams.
You're listening to Radio August, Dark Nights with Owen Monroe.
The Catch, read by John Mark Clausen. Ivan was woken by the crowing of his cat. This was nothing new. He opened his eyes to find Uni standing on his chest, her mottled face inches from his, her demanding purr drilling into his ribcage through her paws. He lifted a numb hand and rubbed her cheek. "Sleep," he whispered. It was a hopeful plea, feebly delivered. Uni's reply, a loud and indignant meow, was an order. This could only mean one thing. Ivan sat up, scooped Uni to the floor, and pulled on a t-shirt. She waited for him to stand, then led him down to the kitchen, herding his slow bare feet in dangerously tight circles. Uni was a hunter, and experience told Ivan she'd got something